So let's talk about dual sporting after 50. Is it a good time to start? I don't know. Let's talk about it in this video. So I turned 55 years ago, and I got my first dual sport bike. I got a KLX300, and that was my introduction into dual sport, and I absolutely loved that bike. It was reliable, it was inexpensive, and it really allowed me to go hit dirt trails. You know, it's no KTM, but it really opened my eyes into what was possible with dual sporting. And so I've been doing it ever since. And I've had big bikes, I've had the GS's, I've had well, I currently own a Norden 901, big fast bike. But I always find myself coming back to a dual sport, a KLX. And so let's talk about the reasons why I think dual sporting after 50 is a great option. So first thing I want to talk about is entry point. Getting into a dual sport bike is cheap. It's possibly the cheapest thing out there. This is a KLX300 2025, and I got it you can get them right now for about $6,500 brand new. And that gets you into on-road, off-road, obviously Japanese reliability. It's got enough power to hit the freeway. It's got 6 speeds, so you can cruise 60, 65, no problem. And you know, we're going moto camping today on an overnight, and it can definitely handle all that gear. I've got a Moscow Moto Reckless 40 on it, and so I can get all my camping gear that I need. So affordability, yeah. It's also the cheapest bike that I have insured right now, and it was the cheapest bike to register. And if you live in California, you know that registering a bike can be expensive. And so, you know, the insurance, I believe I pay $15 a month for comprehensive and uninsured, and I've already had to use that uninsured motorist once. Somebody decided to make a left-hand turn in front of me, across the double line, and me and the bike went down. And I'm very glad I had it, but it's very inexpensive. Some other things that are inexpensive. Accessories are abundant for this bike. They've been around. The earlier versions were a KLX250, and a lot of those parts actually work on the 300. So, you know, you can find bar risers, new bars, racks, foot pegs, skid plates, everything you could want, you can find for this bike. The other things that are inexpensive are tires. So I'm running a Tusk Dual Sport Adventure tire, and combined, they were about $120 to my door. And there is not another level of motorcycling that really hits that as far as on-road, off-road, ADV, etc. So the tires are cheap. The service, I think my first service was $260 at the dealership, which, you know, compared to my Triumph or my BMW, those are $600 plus. So really the entry point to get into these bikes is super cheap. You can go anywhere you want, and you can find any kind of adventure. The next point I want to talk about is, as you get older, you lose muscle mass. It's just a natural thing, and unless you're, you know, making sure that all your levels are high and you're working out at the gym, you're going to end up losing strength and muscle mass. And the weight of these bikes is one of the key reasons why after 50, you should be considering dual sporting for either your first bike or maybe dropping down from a 1200 to a lighter bike. And I think it's why the mid ADV bike size right now, the mid levels, the 900s, etc., are becoming more and more popular. You know, you see the Cove 450, all the new bikes that are coming out. It's why I got my Norden 901. I didn't want the full-size GS 1250 weight. I wanted to be able to really enjoy the bike, put my feet down, and not worry about how top-heavy the bike was, or if I had to pick it up. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know that I've dropped this bike a couple of times, and I can pick it up myself. Even with fully loaded, I can pick it up myself. And so that's one of the benefits of going ADV, is that if you ride by yourself, if you're going to go out onto the forest roads or even hit some dirt trails, I've taken this up to the OHV parks. You know, I'm not running the double diamonds trails, but I'm running, most of the trails out there, and the bike's completely capable of doing it. It's just my skill set. But if I get into trouble, if I get into a low spot, if the ball falls over and the bars are below the tires, I can still pick it up, spin it around, and get it into a position where I can get back up and ride again. And if the bike does go down, these things are incredibly durable. Most of the time, you just wipe off the mud and the dirt, and you get back on, you start it back up, and you keep going. So, overall weight, I think, is one of the factors of whether you should try dual sporting after 50. The dual sport community is a great group of people. You can find all kinds of local riding groups on Facebook, and from all skill levels. That's the greatest thing there. We have a couple here in Northern California, and if one guy's putting on a ride, then they're going to go hit trails, and it's going to get squirrely, and it's more like an enduro ride. And then they'll throw out light ADV and dual sport rides where, you're cruising through gravel roads. You're not going to get into anything too hairy, and just go out and have a good time. The forums are not full of people that have egos, let's just say. I mean, yeah, sometimes folks are like, it's KTM 350 is the only way to go, but it isn't. It definitely isn't. With the approachability of this KLX300, I can go where they go. If I had the skill, I could do what they do, right? So you'll get people that are very brand specific, and I don't think that, being a fanboy of Kawasaki, that's not really a big thing, at least in the dual sport world. The community is just there, and all those folks want to do is just ride. They don't care what you ride. You just show up as long as it's in running condition and you've got the skills to ride it and you've got all your safety gear. They don't care. Last year I was getting ready to do the NorCal BDR. I was going to do it solo. I posted on our NorCal Dual Sport group, and within 15 minutes some guy posted up and said, hey, I've got a KLX also. I was going to do it this weekend. Let's meet up. And we did. We spent 2 days riding on the NorCal BDR, and it was fantastic. And in fact, I've got some plans to ride with Mike again next year, or this spring. So again, the community is fantastic. And so that's another reason why I think that dual sporting after 50 is a fantastic idea. And the last thing I'll say is that dual sport gives you the freedom to go on-road, off-road. You can put it on the trailer, you can put it on the back of your camper, the back of your truck. You can drive it somewhere, hit the desert, and it's really that sense of freedom. When you're after 50, more than likely, you're an empty nester. The kids are gone. What do you focus on now? And maybe you're getting back to riding like you did before, and that's what I did. I had a BMW GS650, and I used to use it to convert to work. I loved it, and then I had kids, and I gave up motorcycling while I had kids. And now the kids are off to college, and I'm on my own. I'm an empty nester, and it now gives me the freedom to go do whatever I want to do and hit the roads. If it's an afternoon ride, then that's great. If that's what I want to do. If I don't want to run down and grab some Chipotle This is the bike that starts every time. It's comfortable, and it'll get me there. So, dual sport to me gives me the freedom to ride anywhere I want. I'm not locked into the road. I'm not locked into dirt because it's not street legal. And I can just get on the bike. I can throw some snacks in the bag and head to the mountains. And so, those are the reasons why I think dual sporting is the perfect entry point for getting back into motorcycling for everybody over 50. If you like this content, think about subscribing. Less than 2% of people that watch my videos are subscribed. And it'd be great if we could get that more. Throw me a like, and you know, even if you want to hit that notification button, it's all free. This moto camping ride will be in another video, but yeah, so thanks for watching, and I appreciate it.